You said you want a poached egg too, Mikey?
Yeah.
Wife's out golfing. All right, making breakfast. No kids. I hope pissed off. Hope pissed off didn't get in trouble. With all his yummy, yum, yum. What the hell? All right. Ham. Ham. What's that? Delicious. Boys are hungry, waiting for food. So, good morning, guys. Ready for the fight? No kings. You guys, 18 today, so it's Friday. It's tomorrow morning. Tomorrow for you. I'm gonna make a shrimp. Look at that. I'm gonna do a shrimp little pizza thing here. Toast. All right, look at that. Look at that for a do breakfast. You know what we need to do? We need to set this poached egg. Oh yeah. Make it like a sandwich. Get that. Made a breakfast sandwich. A little easier. That's better. Look at that. Poached egg. Cheese. There. Okay. Mike, you done? You want more or no? Anyone want more? Need a knife and fork. Probably would help. Don't want to pick it up and eat it like a sandwich. All right. That's Mikey's done. I love poached eggs. What's up, Tony? We're making poached eggs. Little poached egg. salt, pepper. I didn't put cheese on it. Did you guys want cheese? And a little ham and sausage. Needs a little butter. Always. Oh, that tomato. Tomato. Mm. You know, that's a good idea, but it could use some hash browns. That's a really good idea, but my potatoes are above. Here, Mikey. Here you go. You want cheese on it? You want cheese on it? Yes or no? Put your thing back on there. Yeah. Those little buns. Yeah. Mm. Mm. My hooch is off playing golf. How about you?
Huh?
Nothing. You want more, Mikey?
Yeah.
You inhaled that. Mikey inhaled his breakfast.
Take me to the gym later.
Yeah. Why can't you ride your bike? I really want to go do something. Nice day. You should ride your bike. You should ride the electric bike. Get arrested. There's so many electric bikes being sold now. It's not an issue. Tommy's afraid he's going to get arrested.
We have to work out together.
What?
We have to work out together.
That's a good idea. You need to work out. Mike, you want to work out? Should we do family workout day? Let's do family workout day. Get myself good and sore. Mike, what do you think? Want to work out? Family workout?
You're gonna make it hard for it.
Yeah, I know. I know. Start new workout.
And I have to do the paper stuff, right?
I don't know.
Do the paperwork.
Yeah, you'll have to do the paperwork, of course. It's your job. Hey, Michael. Don't complain. Eat it. Huh? I have another one. You want another one? How many do you want? I got.
Cake having milk, please.
And water evaporated out of it. You wanted milk, right, Mikey? You don't want milkshake?
No.
I'll take your brother his milk. Don't spill that. Thank you. Look at that. Look at that thing right here. Look at that. Look at this. God damn. That's a shrimp pizza with tomato, extra cheese. It's got like a ham on there and 2 poached eggs. Yes. You want more to eat, Mikey? Huh?
No.
Where's your milk? You get your milk? Okay, got your milk. All right, let's eat this. That is breakfast. That is breakfast. They're full. Make sure they're full before I bring out my monstrosity. Ah, God damn. Used Tommy's knife before. Look at this thing. Then break it open. Look. Oh, look at that thing. Oh my God. You gotta look. So the poached egg just drizzles its yolk all over it. God. Just stare at it for a while. I don't cook by rules. I cook by imagination. I cook by imagination. I've never made this before. I cook with that. Me too. It's like cheese. Runny yolk to me is like your cheese. God damn. Something Naz. How you doing? Let's get some background music on. See, this is playing.
Video cameras in every room. And you heard Howard Lutnick, of all people, saying that there were videos, Jeffrey Epstein was a blackmailer. Do you know if those videotapes are still in the possession of the Department of Justice? Because my bet is Pam Bondi and her cronies have gotten rid of those or destroyed. Do you have any sense of where those videos are now?
We think the DOJ we know they have an enormous amount of evidence. And within those files, there are videos and there are photos, which they have in their possession. As far as exactly which ones, we're trying to get all those, of course. What I will say is Pam Bondi should be very, very careful, because it's not just Pam Bondi and Kash Patel that have probably seen all of the footage and the pictures. We're talking about, there have been hundreds and hundreds of FBI agents and others that have been involved in the collection of materials. Pam Bondi will be held accountable for her actions as Attorney General. She will not be Attorney General forever. The Oversight Committee and Democrats on our committee will have the chairmanship and the gavel and the ability to subpoena and collect any documents at any time once we get to the majority. So I think they have to understand that they need in this moment to do the right thing. All of that evidence needs to be preserved. Am I confident of it? Absolutely not. This is a corrupt group of lying and scheming individuals, but we've got to push for it, and it's important for us to keep talking about it.
This is like a pizza eggs.
You hear about he had video cameras in every room. They know that Russell Vogt and Stephen Miller are breaking as much as they can, firing as much as they can, being as sadistic and punitive as much as they can to Democratic cities, because these people are emotionally stunted, broken people. 10 years of therapy wouldn't fix them. So they are
using the United States global stage to act out their inner child issues. And they have the biggest toddler as their leader. Look at this. This is the president of the United States while the federal government is shut down.
That's Lady Liberty. Lady, did you ever hear of Lady Liberty? And this is
He's playing.
The fact that there are people sitting here.
He is playing with his little blocks showing what the new White House is going to look like while fucking people, there's government shut down. I mean, he's such a fucking piece of shit, dude. This is so good.
Politico has. Do you think he's a war criminal, Benjamin Netanyahu? Do you think he's a war criminal?
I love this.
Again, these are questions that a lot of people think are the important litmus tests that are loaded and hot. My urgency is to be an effective leader in bringing an end to this crisis. And I get these questions all the time that to me undermine my urgency. And again,
What the fuck, dude? What the fuck was that? What the fuck was that? That is such nonsense. Such nonsense. Undermines my urgency. Oh, let's just decode that. God damn. You know what? I think I need another. I think we need number 2. Number 2, that just wasn't enough for me. God damn. Number 2. We need another one. I need another one. That just was not enough for me. How's the milkshake? Ooh. God damn it, my boxes are blown away. My boxes are blown away. My boxes are blown away. Gotta go out and get my boxes. you want to go gym?
10 minutes.
You have to ride your bike.
Yeah. Just take me. Please. Please.
Why can't you ride your bike?
Please.
Part of your exercise.
Please.
Nande?
Onegai.
YouTube, fucking YouTube, I get no views anymore.
Who?
My YouTube changed how the YouTube thing works for views. Have you noticed anything?
No.
No?
Oh.
I don't get any views now.
Oh.
Really sad.
Oh.
Really sad.
Then let's go to the gym.
Well, I'm still cooking. I already have one pizza. I'm having the second pizza. House can be dirty. How was your gaming last night?
Game.
You didn't game, or I thought I heard you. What were you doing? How come we didn't game on a Friday
Yes.
night?
Fell asleep.
Good for you.
I slept from like 7 last night.
You fell asleep at 7,
Yeah.
and you didn't get up till what? Till 11?
10.
Huh?
10.
Wow.
I was still tired, so I slept again and slept all night.
Until your stomach woke you up.
Let's go.
There you see I'm still cooking. don't get to eat my monstrosity? Da-dum. What's up, Kelly? How you doing? All right.
Trump is abroad taking a very undeserved, ridiculous victory lap. And the message that he is emitting to the world, in my opinion, is that we are no longer a democracy that believes in the rule of law. Here he is in Israel yesterday talking about wanting his buddy Netanyahu, who is just as corrupt as he is, but far more evil. And that's a low bar. Talking about him getting a pardon. Play the clip.
Mr. President, why don't you give him a pardon? Give him a pardon.
That's just humiliating. It's so unbelievable to watch an American president, number one, that looks like that wears the orange makeup, that's such a nut, but just totally lack of any form of respect for the rule of law, corruption, because he himself is a convicted felon. Trump is abroad here is Benjamin Netanyahu, just a brief clip of the nauseating ass kissing to Donald Trump.
And for your bold decision to launch Operation Midnight Hammer. Boy, is that, you gotta hear this. This is the most fitting name ever named for a military operation, because a little after midnight, you really hammered them.
It's just absolutely pathetic how easy it is to flatter and manipulate our beta male, dementia-ridden president. And I want to point out that J.B. Pritzker has been pointing out the following narrative. The people in Trump's cabinet are exploiting his dementia to erode civil rights. And I think world leaders right now, Benjamin Netanyahu is exploiting Trump's dementia right there, because he's clearly thinking he won't remember that Netanyahu and Israel are the ones that dog walked him right into that thing.
Yeah. Dog walked him.
Here is Benjamin Netanyahu. Just a brief. Look at this sleekly produced commercial with Pam Bondi talking about the alleged Antifa movement, which, by the way, does not exist. It is an idea.
Antifa attacks our police stations. They attack our courthouses. They dox our law enforcement officers. No more. They are a terrorist group, and we are coming after them.
This is what they do. Trump has doxed judges. Anybody who speaks out against him gets doxed. This is gaslighting. This is projection. This is dangerous. This is millions of dollars of propaganda spent on a lie.
Yeah.
Look at this sleekly produced commercial with Pam Bondi as Tucker Carlson making a really good point. I don't know what world we're living in right now, but I'm liking a Tucker Carlson post. Play the clip.
You hope that a year from now, the turmoil we're seeing in the aftermath of his murder won't be leveraged to bring hate speech laws to this country. And trust me, if that does happen, there is never a more justified moment for civil disobedience than that, ever. And there never will be. Because if they can tell you what to say, they're telling you what to think. There is nothing.
Tucker Carlson is Antifa. God damn. Look, see, Antifa is on the right too, man. Exactly. God, look at that.
All right, here we have more of RFK making shit up, just straight up lying. And then Kanks chimes in. This is unbelievable. Watch this clip.
There's 2 studies that show children who are circumcised early have double the rate of autism. And it's highly likely because they're given Tylenol. So, none of this is dispositive, but all of it is stuff that we should be paying attention to.
Yeah. But, there's a tremendous amount of proof or evidence, I would say, as a non-doctor, but I've studied this a long time ago.
The fact that he tries to pitch to people that in his spare time, his side hustle is studying the links of acetaminophen, circumcision, and autism is so insane, but that he just lies with impunity. This clip right here, basically in her non-answers, Bondi is basically colluding with pedophiles in a cover-up.
So who gave the order to flag records related to President Trump?
To flag records for President Trump?
To flag any records which included his name.
I'm not going to discuss anything about that with you, Senator.
Eventually, you're going to have to answer for your conduct in this. And you won't do it today, but eventually you will. I yield, Mr. Chairman.
Pam Bondi
Crimes.
is
He said
such
crimes.
a fraud. And here's the thing that angers me so much.
She's an Epstein
She has
girl.
an extremely serious job. She is the chief law enforcement officer for the United States of America. And she is running around covering up for pedophiles, being a complete asshole. My impression is contempt of Congress because she has responsibility to answer to Congress in her role.
This clip right here, basically in her non-answers, Bondi is basically colluding with pedophiles. Donald Trump, Pipsqueak, Mike Johnson, none of them give a shit about the victims in the Epstein case.
Unlock your stay for less with app-exclusive prices. Download the free Booking.com app today.
Hey guys, happy Friday. How's everybody doing?
Hey, good morning. Wonderful. How are you?
Griffin, we just
Excellent.
discovered is munching on a Zen.
6 milligram. We're talking about Young Republican group chat, so I'm getting into character.
That's
He's
right.
trying
Well,
to get hyped up. Yeah.
I was at that Oval Office press conference yesterday, and I was watching Bobby Kennedy, and he was going to town on his Zen.
Oh, the sperm count press conference?
Yes, the sperm count press conference. You have to have Zen. If you're talking about sperm count and you're not nicotined to the gills, then you're doing it wrong.
They put sperm in those.
Oh, Griffin. I've
All right,
learned
let's
so
get to
much
the-
in Trump
let's get to the
2.0. Anyway. Bunch of stuff. I think we're going to start with Zoran's debate, right? Last night. Well, I mean, there were other people there. But it was the main attraction, obviously. There's a new poll. I don't know if you guys saw from Fox News that has him over 50%. He's actually gained ground since Eric Adams dropped out. He's the one who's actually benefited, which is hilarious. So he's at 52%. Cuomo was at like 30, 28, something like that. And when they tested on the issues, he beats Cuomo on every issue, including like crime. So it's over.
You can imagine if you're still supporting Eric Adams at this point in Eric Adams' career, you're not actually going to move over to Cuomo.
No.
You're not looking for a Cuomo
Yes.
type at that point.
I
in
think
your
that's
life.
right.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, well, and people
You're
don't
either
understand.
you're Sliwa or you're Zoran at that point.
Yeah, people don't understand how much these people like hate each other too. You know, it's not like Sliwa hates Andrew Cuomo. So the idea he would drop out of the race in order to assist Andrew Cuomo was always somewhat preposterous. But you have to know something about these personalities to understand that, you know?
That's a great example, which leads us to our first clip where Sliwa calls out Cuomo about who will stand up to Trump. Let's take a listen.
Why? Because I said to him, don't you dare, we don't need it, and he backed down, and he will again.
So that proves a good relationship.
Wait a
with the
second.
president.
The president is going to back down to you, Andrew Cuomo. I know you think you're the toughest guy
Zoran's loving
alive. But let me tell you something. You lost your own primary, right? You were rejected by your Democrats.
Why
and
didn't
you have a
send
difficult
National Guard?
understanding
Okay.
that what the term
All
no
right,
is.
all right.
You're not going
World
to stand
star.
up
Thank you.
Trump.
Thank you. I agree with Curtis.
You're not going to stand up.
I
to
agree with
Donald Trump.
Curtis.
And he can't stand up to Donald Trump, who knocked
we have
him
a-
right
we have
on
a
his
follow-up.
focus.
We have a
You
follow-up.
negotiate with him. You don't
Okay.
fight with him
Slew it,
because
thank you.
only the people of New York City will lose.
we
Yeah.
do have a
Stand
follow-
up. Why?
Oh, so good. Knocked him right on his tuchus. New York character. Mm.
Iran.
All right, Tommy, let's go.
Will not denounce Hamas.
He's from Gaza and New York City.
Ready?
Who said America deserves
All right, so that's Hassan reacting to it a little bit if you're confusing the podcast.
Will you condemn Hassan Piker?
Hassan Piker.
Hamas and Hassan Piker.
Hamas,
Hezbollah,
seriously,
Hassan, the 3 H's. Yeah.
I mean, but seriously, let's think about it.
150, right?
Overwhelming, come from behind, like all of that. Jewish New Yorkers are.
It goes on the ground. Stick it there. Stick it right here so it won't blow away. Okay.
Get the power out.
All right, let's go. All right, here we go. Antifa. Where the hell is Tommy? Why are you walking behind the car? That's kind of dumb. Hear the car beeping way on the side, and then wait for me to turn and then get in. I got run over. I'm gonna hit him. That's it. Is there trash there?
But actually,
We're back with Mike, Sarah, and Christy. Mike, I know you've covered the law firms and the universities doing deals. I think you've called them paper Truth Social deals with Donald Trump. Do they seem cognizant in your coverage of them that Trump is at the lowest approval of his presidency? I think the newest number, the one Sarah just talked about, he's at 37%, and that's after bouncing about 20 points up for his work in the Middle East last week. This is an all-time low approval rating, 61% disapprove. He's underwater, I think, more than 20 points on the economy, close to 20 points on immigration, and yet they all still seem to be.
They're able to do the business that they can. It was a purely economic decision, and a firm
So their
like,
brands aren't part of their economics.
I think they can survive it, and that it was more important to basically they thought that Brad Karp thought that Paul Weiss was going to go out of business if they didn't do this deal. The problem is that every firm that fought is still standing, and they've all won in court. So they can argue whatever they're going to argue. But the thing that I was wondering about, that I actually wanted to ask Sarah about, is what Trump, to me, it seems like Trump it has an incredible amount of momentum right now. It doesn't seem like anything can really stand in his way. But at the same time, it seems like he might be setting himself up for it's politically risky to be so focused on retribution and to be so focused on immigration, because there's so many other things that could go wrong. And is there, from the political perspective, and from what Americans see when they look at this, is there a risk here in retribution, just not even in the sense of the fact that Americans think that he's not paying attention to the most important things, but that if something were to go wrong, and people say, well, what was the FBI up to? And the answer is that they were up to different retribution, conspiracy investigations and such, or at least that's the perception. Is he, at the same time that he looks like he has a lot of momentum, in a much riskier place than maybe he thinks he's in?
Look, I think he's in an incredibly risky place, and largely because I hear frustrations with voters that are from all different sides. You've got a lot of the MAGA voters, whether it's the Epstein files or the fact that he's too focused on helping Israel or that he's sending money to Argentina. Everybody is frustrated right now. There's a reason I think his numbers are that low, despite the fact that I think in terms of big picture things, you might say he's had some wins. But the fact is, the American people do not feel like those wins are redounding to them. They are glad, they want the border secure, but they think he's going too far with the ICE raids. And so, right now, the only way to fight back politically, right, there's really two ways. One is to show up at something like No Kidding, demonstrate the opposition. And the other is for Democrats to win the 2026 midterms in a way that allows for real oversight, which Donald Trump is absolutely, he's so scared of, right? He's so scared of this oversight. And so for me, what I see as because Donald Trump, regardless of whether you think he's going to try not to leave, he's not up for re-election again. And so his real political liability lies in the midterms, and there being oversight from people that uncovers all the corruption that he's been doing, some measure of accountability. Because right now there is no accountability. And if I were some of these civic leaders who've been letting him off the hook time after time, I would remember that there's a future. This idea that Trump's not going to be in charge forever, all of these things he's doing right now, weaponizing the IRS, these things can come back at them. He is changing the country we live in, and they will have to live in it later when the Democrats are in charge. And so I think that's the risk, is that people it starts to occur to them that Trump is not forever. And they start to, at some point, say, I'm going to look back at the people who capitulated to this guy, especially when he leaves office at a 29% approval rating, because he did nothing about the economy and just tried to put his political enemies in jail.
Yeah, Chrissy, this is the brand question that I keep trying to understand. He's at 37% right now. There's no upward push in any of the polls, right? So he was at about 39 2 weeks ago, 39 to 41. That number has dropped to 37 to 39, which is, as Sarah's talking about, the people's feelings about the economy and feeling like he's distracted from the thing that they sent him there to do is making them feel bad about everything. But the brand is capitulation, right? So even if these law firms or universities don't feel like they'll be tainted by the ICE raids because they're not out there with masks on their face, they are capitulating to someone of historic weakness. Why do you think that's still happening, like in a zombie trance kind of way?
I think on the other side, there needs to be more leadership. What we're seeing this weekend is grassroots, people coming together to say this is not okay. But where are the leaders of the institutions to come in and defend those institutions?
Where are the leaders of the institutions? This is a part of the system, but people don't realize that institutions bend. Institutions follow. It's easier for them to just bend towards the will of a dictator. It happened in Nazi Germany. There was more of a fight back with the institutions than in the U.S. The institutions just caved. Look at Harvard. Look at all these institutions. Look at all these universities, all these law firms, billions of dollar companies, and they just bend. Bringing gold bars to individuals. You know, give them shares in the company. I mean, the blatant, look at all this people. Tommy, what are we doing? Too many people. What's going on here? Is there a festival or something? Why is there so many people downtown? This is insane. So, let's see what's going on with No Kings. Does that even pull up anything?
「他人が貪欲になっている時に恐れ、他人が恐れている時にだけ貪欲になれ」という
Massive demonstrations are expected coast to coast against the Trump administration this weekend as part of the No Kings protests. And organizers say they expect millions to rally against President Trump's policies. That includes ICE arrests and his use of the National Guard. In Illinois, the Cook County Sheriff's Office arresting at least nine people, over alleged confrontations with police at an anti-ICE protest in the Chicago metro area. So let's bring the panel back in. John, Marcia, LZ, Jeanette. So John, Republican leaders are labeling the No Kings protests as a series of Hate America rallies. Your reaction to this?
They're not Hate America rallies. They're people expressing their fundamental right as an American to protest. The question I have is, who's behind them? Who's funding them? And there's a lot of reports that there's very organized, deep pocket funding of these. So I wonder how organic it really is. But regardless, it's the right to do it. My question is the fundamental one I've had all along, and that is, it's okay to protest, it's okay to oppose, but what is the Democrats' message? What is the Democrats' alternative to what's the president doing other than to say the president's a thug and the president's a bad guy and mocking the president, right? So unless and until they get a message, a clear message about what they're going to do if they get into power, they're still going to struggle in the polls and they're still going to struggle at the ballot box. And that's just a fact.
LZ, you think these protests could cause more military force?
I don't know, to be quite honest with you. You know, it's disappointing if it does. You know, this country was founded on protest. The Boston Tea Party was a protest. You know, so the very idea that a U.S. president or any elected official would view Americans exercising their free right to express themselves as anti-American seems counterintuitive to everything that we know what the Constitution stands for in the history of this country. So I don't know if we're going to see any violence during these protests tomorrow, to be honest with you. I just know if we do, it won't be anything that the founding fathers support.
Well, let's hope for no violence for sure. So, Jeanette, as the government shutdown continues to threaten federal workers' jobs and seeps into daily life, some Republican lawmakers are suggesting that the protests are a distraction, compounding the shutdown. What's your take on that?
Yeah, well, it is very concerning that, you know, some Senate Democrats are speaking at some of these protests that are sponsored by very far left.
What town? What town are you in? AI. Santos. Where's that? I think they're gonna say fuck that. I think people are gonna say I think people are gonna say fuck that. One hour allowed for protests. Yeah, right. That's really gonna work out. 1 hour allowed for protests. Oh, America, you only get 1 hour. Where does that say in the Constitution? 1 hour for protests. Yeah. You gonna walk home?
No.
Why not? It's good exercise. Good day.
My
Good
friend's
day.
gonna pick me up after like game 4.
Alright. What are you gonna do?
It's eat dinner after school.
Is he a senpai?
No.
Or who? Huh?
My basketball mate.
He drives?
He doesn't.
So how's he
His
gonna fix
mother.
it? Oh, his mom's gonna fix it. Alright, later. Alright, cool. I think I'm gonna go home. I was up all night. I'm tired. I was up all night coding. It was like all night coding. Coding. I'm adding this thing called UI-TAR. UI-TAR is an environment that has an AI that manages your PC. It's been trained on your PC, so it can automate my PC. I know who George Santos is. Yeah, but George Santos is in jail, isn't he? So how can he allocate you 1 hour? Or is he still a congressperson? He was released from prison? Did he serve all his time? Or did Trump give him early release? And is he still in Congress? Fucking A, dude. That motherfucker, 2 months out of 7 years for ripping off people. His OnlyFans now. Is he running again? Can he run again? Oh, he was released today? Motherfucker. What's up, Nancy? When are they going to release the, what's the Tiger guy? The Tiger guy, he's been trying to get, the Tiger guy's been trying to get a pardon from Trump too. What's his name? The Tiger King? Doesn't he have cancer? He's so deranged, dude. That motherfucker, dude. I mean, he released Santos just to irk people. People should be people should be livid about that shit, dude. The Tiger King, you don't know the Tiger King? Fucking Tiger King.
Make PDF edits? Use our editor. We have excellent reviews and great.
Thousands of protesters are expected to come out in force this Saturday for the second batch of the No Kings anti-Trump protest that's planned nationwide. And Republicans are wasting no time smearing the demonstrators before they even set foot on the streets. Their speaker.
I hate that. Like, anything you touch on fucking YouTube now, you know, closes the
Mike Johnson, who has slammed the protest as a, quote, hate America rally that would draw the, quote, pro-Hamas wing and the Antifa people. Joining us now is Leah Greenberg. She's the co-founder of Indivisible, which is one of the main organizers of the No Kings rally. Leah, thank you so much for making the time to be with us tonight. They've said that this is a un-American rally, that this is pro-Hamas, that this is about Antifa. Tell me, what is this rally actually about?
Well, the No Kings rally is a big tent political movement. We are calling on everyone who is standing up against Donald Trump's authoritarianism, his corruption, his attacks on our neighbors and on our rights. We're calling all those folks to come together collectively and push back. And that is what it is about. It is a joyful movement. It is a peaceful movement. These smears are transparently ridiculous and also quite sinister because they are very clearly setting up for a broader attack on free speech and the right to dissent in this country.
Given that, I mean, we hear talk, there's reporting that the president is seriously considering invoking the Insurrection Act. And already we've seen these labels used against protesters, clergy members in cities like Chicago and Portland. Are you worried about the safety of Americans who come out to take part in these protests on Saturday?
Well, we're working really hard with the over 2,500 folks or groups who have registered and who are organizing these events in communities all over the country, red areas, blue areas, rural areas, suburban, rural. We're working to make sure that everybody's got the safety training, the de-escalation training, the preparation and safety teams to make sure that these are peaceful and joyful and positive events for everyone involved. We want to be sure that we're doing our part collectively to make that happen. And also, we need to denounce this incredibly irresponsible rhetoric that is fueling a climate of greater anger, greater anger on the Republican side, as these folks are just blatantly lying about what our movement is and what we are trying to do.
Can you talk to us a little bit about the psychology of fear and whether what we're seeing with the crackdown on immigration, with the rhetoric against protests, with the increasing language of using Antifa, even using the word domestic terrorist organizations, trying to link that to liberal causes or the George Soros Foundation. Talk to us about that climate and how it animates those that you would like to come out on No Kings Day.
Absolutely. Well, what we're seeing right now is straight out of the authoritarian playbook, right? Their whole idea is that if they can make enough people afraid, then we start to fall in line preemptively. We start to obey in advance, right? That is the whole idea, that once they've kind of created that climate of fear, they don't even have to do this repression because everyone just starts doing what they want. And we've seen them enact that playbook with businesses, with law firms, with higher education, and now they're trying to do it in civil society and philanthropy and on regular people. And that is what we have collectively got to oppose, because what we need to understand is that the authoritarian playbook, the idea that they are all powerful, the idea that they can get away with this, it's a lie. It's always been a lie. And the reason that they are so scared, the reason that they are trying to preemptively prevent us from expressing our rights is because they understand that large-scale peaceful protest is what exposes that lie, is what shows that we can actually collectively defy them, and what fuels the broader conditions for courage across society that's going to be necessary to push back against this administration.
Do you feel like this movement is different, right? I mean, you guys have been around for a very long time. You've been part of many protests, many organizing. You've done this for years. Is there something different about what we will expect on Saturday?
Well, first of all, I would say the scale is different. Now,
how big is it? How many people are you expecting at this point?
We are expecting in the millions, but I'll just give you an example of the scale and how it has changed. So we were active in the first Trump administration. The single largest demonstration in the first Trump administration was around 750 events across the country for the Families Belong Together rallies opposing family separation, right? We're now expecting about 2,500 events around the country on No King. So we're talking about literally 4 times as many, and places all over, really red, really rural, all over the map. We are seeing people come out collectively and oppose it. And that, I think, is the other thing. We're seeing a really big tent. People are saying, I don't agree on everything right now, but what I agree on is that this isn't what our country is supposed to be. This isn't what I want for my neighbors. This isn't what I want for my kids. And so I'm coming out and showing up.
All right, Leah Greenberg, thank you so much. Greatly appreciate it. We look forward to talking to you in the days ahead of No King's Day. Thank you.
No Kings. They're gonna, well, yeah, they're gonna try something. That's for sure. Maybe a Gray Swan event. Maybe Gray Swan event. What happened? I don't know. I'm gonna get off. I gotta take a nap. That brunch is settling in. I'll be on later, guys. Thanks for stopping in. Oh, wife's out of town. She's golfing. I need to clean this shit up. Let's get out of here. God damn it. Yeah. All right. I don't know how the honey bread got outside. Weird. I had a bite. It was a little stale. All right, later, guys.